Okay, welcome back. Losing that hour of sleep with the clock springing forward this weekend can really throw off your routine, and a lot of people are feeling it this morning. So how do you reset and actually get a good night's sleep once again? Wellness expert Ayana Sealy is joining us here with some simple tips to help us adjust and feel more rested given the recent time change. Ayana, thanks so much for joining us this morning. This is a very unconventional setting for an interview, but we are talking about sleep, so very appropriate. There's this thing that you call meditation to help prepare yourself before bed. And I know we've had the time change, but this is something that you can do anytime, right?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Talk about this meditation.
I love meditation. It's a combination of meditation and then cocooning yourself in a blanket and putting on some nice comfy socks. But then making sure to have a little flashlight so that you're not sort of turning on lights and looking at your phone, so that you stay in that state of sleep. I love meditation.
Yeah, like I'm thinking weighted blankets. It's that feeling you get when you're like in a room again. Cozy and safe.
Absolutely.
And you have something called the 3-2-1 rule. What is this about?
So we're talking about what to not do before bed. So 3 hours before bed, last drink of alcohol. 2 hours before bed, last caffeine intake. And then 1 hour, last liquid. So if you're gonna drink before bed, try to have like chamomile tea or warm milk so that again, you're going into that state of sleep and you're trying to induce it and be in that state.
I always have that problem because I think I'm a very thirsty person. Like I will drink right up until I get under the covers, and I find because I have a small bladder, I wake up in the middle of the night to use the washroom, which is so annoying, which really breaks up the rhythm. So 3-2-1 rule, check. Okay. And you also talk about how, you know, especially on a busy morning show like this one, but just busy parents in general, you talk about the importance of giving yourself that extra time in the morning. Why is this important?
Yes, because you want to make sure that you're grounding yourself before you catapult out of bed, deal with the children, deal with school, all the things. You want to make sure that you are getting up, easing into your day, giving yourself 20 to 30 minutes just by yourself, have your coffee, and then you can tend to other people because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Oh, absolutely. I love the sound of that. Just like get your bearings before the chaos happens.
Absolutely.
It's almost like a morning meditation.
It's a morning meditation. It's before. It's dedicated to you.
You time. Okay. And what are some, you know, you hear all these things about you got to get daylight exposure. What does that mean? And how much daylight exposure do we need? Can we do it with sunglasses on? What is this about?
Right. So we know that daylight exposure, light drives your circadian rhythm. And so what we're trying to do to combat this daylight savings affect is to reset our internal clocks, right? So even if you just go out for 10 minutes, schedule some time just to go out and experience some daylight. And if that's a challenge, you can sit by your window and have your breakfast and just make sure that you're getting that vitamin D. Right?
That natural light is so important for setting up the rest of our day. And also, Ayana, like, you know, we're getting into a new work week here, second work week of March. What are just some kind of tips for easing that stress and anxiety and trying to, you know, manage the schedules? Because it could be a busy time with March break coming up and the ramp up again with kids' activities. What do you suggest?
So be proactive about your self-care. Be proactive about your anti-stress techniques, right? So whatever that is for you, meditation, is it deep breathing? Is it a long walk in nature? Is it a hot bath? Is it talking to a friend? Whatever that is, you've got to figure out what works for you and be proactive about it. We don't want to be reactive in terms of our anti-stress methods. We want to be on top of things so that when life hits us, we've already got that tool in our toolkit and we can lean on that.
Okay, really helpful tips. And we also, we didn't get to the, you know, no devices before bedtime, but sometimes just unplugging from your device.
30 minutes to an hour before bedtime, unplug from your device.
Put that device away.
Absolutely.
Put it in another room. Set the alarm differently. Okay. Ayana Sealy, thank you so much for joining us once again. Always a pleasure. Appreciate your time.
And it's lovely to be
here. Yeah, exactly. Happy sleeping, everyone.
Happy sleeping.
We'll be back with more CP24 Breakfast right after this.